You know who I am? Let us record great deeds this day and give these Urki scum a right royal hammering!
Welcome back to Total Warhammer 3, Part 10 of our Grombrindal Immortal campaign. In today's episode, we're going to start things off with a battle against some of the grape juice wielding Norskins. We have many new shiny toys from Clan Norgrimling and other to work with here, these being the Heat Gate Guard. We've got the new steam gun wielding Drake guns from Clan Norgrimling, as well as Longdrong's Slayer Pirates once more, joining the battle with their multicolored pants. And then the Iron Breakers from Clan Norgrimling. Look quite awesome. And the Plate Mail. We also, in between episodes, went ahead and crafted up the Scepter of Stone for 300 of our Oath Gold, so this has been chucked over on our normal lord to give him a bit of potency in the form of a bound spell. Got 116 damage with 58% armor piercing and some explosive damage. So we will have to see exactly how well that does against the enemy. We also have a gyro bomber that we're going to be using. These are widely considered not great units, so we shall see how well we can make use of these gigantic bombs full of explosives. Or if we even are able. Let's get the battle going. Let's start things off immediately by grabbing our force of entirely foot soldiers and moving them forward. The enemy having some speedy units such as these Marauder Horsemen is going to actually cause some problems. Run, you little Dawi, run. We're gonna kind of pull them back to here. We should probably wait for them to arrive to us. So let's move our way back. Let's send the gyro bomber up to cause problems. Machine gun firing away. I was getting some good damage in. We don't want it to take any fire in return though, so let's see if we can dodge some javelins.
Nothing can stop us!
See if we can pull it back into the steam gun.
Get moving!
Steam gun and the long-drawn Slayer Pirates. Right there would be perfect. They are nearly in range. Dodge that one. Keep coming on in. And let the ambush commence. Let the ambush commence. Took a bit of return fire there, not much though, thankfully. Steam blasting that group apart. Go ahead and have these guys warp underground, getting behind this unit to about there. Take some damage off the start, but not much. And let's charge them all in. Wow, go ahead and drop the Scepter of Stone. Here sounds good. 5 seconds, so come on back. You come on back as well. They want to move forward, we'll drop some bombs. Oh, we completely missed that Scepter of Stone, but I bet that can get some good solid damage in. You guys turn around and get on them. Keep those Slayers safe. Oh, we didn't get any of the explosives off. Not a great job with our micro there, but you guys can turn and just start throwing some explosives, that'd be great. Satchel charges away. Slayers are probably not going to enjoy that too much. Let's move up. That unit completely eviscerated. Send in the hammerers, because we completely forgot about our main beater unit. Leave the steam guns there. And we have slaughtered this poor settlement defense force. Player pirates, pick your shots, and that's the game. Another good slice for good measure, and we'll call it there. Defenders fall. And a glorious first win against a rather meager force of the Hmong. They stood not a chance. We lost some Slayers. They gladly took the oath. 74 total. We will hopefully be able to gain enough of our, or at least retain enough of our movement to go into encamp stance. We'll soon see, though. Did run quite a ways back. Oh, yeah, no, we're fine. We'll jump into encamp and move just a little ways away. Or do we move towards? Trying to decide how we go about dealing with the Beasts of Chaos. I think we're going to sack and then raise every single one of these settlements here just to get rid of them. Don't really feel like dealing with them long term. Although we could keep the Glacier encampment here as a sack city. If we allow them to keep Iron Frost, it'll be a military stronghold, so we won't. We will go ahead and go for Route Marcher and then full plate armor. Change my mind. That vigor loss for the whole army sounds much more appealing. Especially since we're rolling with a full team of infantry units. Grombrindal has hit Dagrax in. We are going to raise the settlement to the ground. Hopefully not take too many losses here in this auto-resolve. We'll see. Most of the turrets should have stayed destroyed. He still took a lot of damage. Hopefully Valkia is not very close. We will raise the settlement to the ground, destroying one of her strongholds. And getting a pretty powerful rune in the process.
The dwarfs need me.
Stay in march stance, or regular stance at all costs there. And then we need to move towards these other... Actually, she's already claimed Palace of Ruin. How is Valkia doing? Can we see how many settlements she's rolling with now? It's going to, of course, be difficult.
You shall choke on the torrent of your...
She's down to the 1. So... just the chill road, then. Oh, poor Valkia. Crushed before you could grow big and strong. We are at negative 183 at the moment because of the raiding going on by these foolish beastmen, who are unfortunately strong enough to bring down Spinner Brightaxe in a fight. We're going to have to take a bit of negative income for a turn, but I think we'll recover fine. And a quick jump cut. We got attacked by a sneeze randomly. We shall recover. So we need to at least get a bit of replenishment before we engage with these beastmen here. We will hit them with the trespassing warning. It's probably going to do nothing. They may scoot on north. That is quite a deadly army. Cygor never are a joke. Alright, I think that's all we can afford to do for this turn. There wasn't really a lot else that made money. We can go ahead and hit a Dwarf outpost in here. We're only negative 183. Start the upgrades flowing. Garrison Lord not moved, is chilling out. He is not going to be moving for a while. We'll have Felix come up and I guess do nothing but wait.
Of course.
Of course. And we'll go ahead and give it a turn. Gotrek is back and ready for duty. And Knowledge is Power has gone ahead and finished as well, giving us an extra 35% research rate and recruit rank +1 across the board. Warhead of the One Eye has ignored our trespassing warning. They just moved north to gain even more gold from us per turn. Fair enough. How much is it to hire in Gotrek? Completely free. Oh, not completely free. He has upkeep. So, I mean, we could use him to move north with this army like we did before. This is not Aurochs. We would slaughter this army. Problem is that recruiting in Gotrek, he can't move for a turn. Bit of a conundrum. We could recruit in Gotrek up here at the Rakdo Gorge, but force it over to the Temple of Cain, which luckily has itself a bit of a potent garrison, so it would be kind of an even footing there. Let's leave the Beastmen alone for now, and get Alden Forchan moving. We'll jump into the Underway stance, and warp on over to Iron Frost.
We march. Refused.
Perfect. We'll take down the Iron Frost, and we'll just leave Glacier Encampment up here to remain as a sack city. And we will head on back south. You can have the Glacial Gardens. That seat place, you know, sounds terrible. We will want to just underway our over to the Ashrak settlement. Perhaps.
Our enemies shall tremble.
How far can we move? Just try to check our overall movement. We'll go in underway.
The White Dwarf.
I don't know if that gives us any extras, but we are in underway stance for now. For our next research, now that we're up to a healthy 215%, I think our very next option is not going to be in this technology tree just yet. We're going to swing back over to the other one and go for the Dwarf Offspring. It'll take 3 turns, but give us an additional 15% extra growth. These other two, I don't... Oh, replenishment rate, never mind. That's pretty nice. Probably go for Dwarf Offspring and then swing on over to the Guilds of Builders. And then at that point, we'll probably swing back on over to the other tech tree. Start working our way through here. Which, if I'm looking at it, this one just looks like a condensed version of our other one. But maybe we're not supposed to have both of those active right now.
I'll cast the runes.
You will indeed. Let's have you come on out in front of Shrotak Mount and go into ambush.
If you say so, Beardling.
I don't trust your ability to hunt them down. We will summon in Gotrek here at Rakdo.
Glorious.
Glorious indeed.
Another
Felix will jump on up with him.
Until your doom, my friend.
Well, he went down, but apparently that takes much more than that to kill Gotrek. Could we afford? How much can we afford, really? 1,600. That doesn't make that much more. I think we can still afford it. We are playing with fire, though. And the turn is again ours. Grombrindal has become Grievous. And Gutri is back. Welcome, good sir. So, Iron Frost, how well is it defended? Really isn't. We could probably take this settlement without too much of a issue there. I'd like to get them to come on out to us, but actually, them staying in the walls where we kind of hit them one at a time sounds preferable to me. Charge on in. Give us a close victory. We'll take just a look at the terrain real quick. Oh, not even a settlement battle. We are out on the terrain. Fair enough. We do have a lot of lads to kind of corner up, but no problem. Let's get them. Alright then, lads. So their reinforcements are coming in from the other side there in 6 seconds. Let's make sure we spread out that group as much as we can. So we'll deploy all the way over here. We'll have the normal warriors forming their line. The warriors of Dragonfire pass. We have no real fire units here. Iron Drakes have... Or these Iron Breakers, rather, have just normal missiles. They don't even have any armor piercing. Interesting. Okay, so we'll throw them up front as we did before. We'll have the steam guns off on this side. I'll have the explosive miners holding the pass. We'll be able to warp them around wherever we want and probably forget about them immediately. Have these warriors behind a group of hammerers in the middle. Hold that line and smash through. Slayer pirates in the middle.
Iron breakers.
Sounds good to me. We're just missing our slayers. We'll have them back behind.
Iron breakers.
No matter what. Bad day for the enemies. Let's get it going. Have the Gyro Bomber, as with last time, kind of move forward and harass the front line there. It won't be long before our enemies arrive, but get some free damage in. While he moves forward, bring everyone else. Let me bring them back. Do we do the boring dwarf thing, or do we go forward? unto dawn. Let's go all the way to the tree line here. And kind of turn it.
I am the ranking lord.
At least for now. Gonna get some machine gun shots in, kill a few. Let's switch the target over to these berserkers. We'll get a few points of damage in. Are you better at shooting a single target? Surprisingly, not really. Best at using his bombs.
Kill anything without a beard.
Those explosive tungsten rounds flying on in. But surely that's what it is. Keep harassing. The weaker we can make those low leadership cavalry, the better. Suppressed, they have a really hard time running away. Move a bit closer. We're going to continue to harass them if they're not going to run away. Get a bit closer so it's easier to hit. And just continue unloading. 3 more horsemen fall. Surely, I was like, surely they are going to respond at some point here. Half our ammunition's gone. Alright, let's continue moving over just a little bit there. No reason to surrender our flanks. Actually, let's move on in now. Got a clean bombing run area. Drop them. Not quite as much damage as I would have wanted, but keep moving away from those javelins. The gruntiest pilots ever. Get some extra shots in on that group as we run. Keep coming on in. Let's get these miners throwing their explosives and steam guns working as well.
Slayers, for the ancestors. For the ancestors. Iron breakers.
I'm going to send the Iron Breakers a little more wide than previously and send the Slayers in on the gap there. Steam guns switch targets. Get these warriors moving in. Completely eviscerated that unit. Let's swing on over here. Prepare for the next. Keep machine gunning these Marauder Horsemen, please. We'll start hitting people with bombs here in a moment. Scolder Guard out of the fight.
Shoot! This will be a good ready to strike.
Those miners are going to have to hold the line for a moment, and they are not going to do a great job of it. Lots of axes coming on in. Swing through. They're going to focus all of their stuff on us all at the same time, ranged-wise, so drop some bombs. Keep moving. How's our Lord doing? Let's drop down some rocks on top of this group here. Anyone who's not fighting, go find someone to chop.
Off we go. Scarf.
Send the hammerers in. Yeah, the Slayers are taking a little bit too much damage. Pull the Slayers back. I meant to actually drop bombs when we flew over the top here. And there we go. Bombs go. Or not. The amount of misclicks here. Bombs go. There we go. Much better hit there. Keep giving him the old chop. Actually not winning that fight very well at all. Bring some Iron Breakers in to help. Doing a good job of chasing them off. Let's come on in and assist with a nice flank. Yeah, let's move into the Iron Breakers if we can. Move forward. You guys just kind of come on over and shoot that steam into this flank here. Right over the top. Lord is having a little bit of a problem. Let's swing on back into the Marauder Chieftain. Show him we're no coward. We're out of bombs, though. Wee bit sadly.
Front push!
The gods watch! Do not disgrace us!
We can move in now and get some combat going. Satchel charges flying over the top, wasting no time. Multiplying some Norskins. There are already piles of them. Anywhere they engaged us, the death toll was monstrous for them. They've got a werewolf there in the middle fighting against slayers and hammerers at the same time. He's having a real bad day. Although those hammerers also have seen better days. He's missing an arm and he's flying back 20 feet. But a victory. The enemy runs. A Pyrrhic victory, they're going to call it. We used a bit too much of our ammunition. We lost 217 to their 1,272. But the settlement falls. We will sack. Gather up the gold. See about going into encampment and then moving around to this side. The ones that's kind of use the underway stance to get back into friendly territory after we have raised the Iron Frost. For your skills, we'll go for your full plate armor and continue to make you a bit stronger. So, more health.
Our enemies shall
Our
tremble.
runesmith over in Grombrindal's army. I think we'll give him a bit more combat prowess himself, so more health. A bit more chunky.
The dwarfs need me.
They do, and you need more gold, so we're going to move on the Chill Road and claim this for Grombrindal. Start working our way down the province line here. We'll give this one to the auto-resolve as well. Weaklings. No need to sack the settlement. We don't gain all that much gold from it, so claim this for us and get back in the positive.
How can I help?
The barbarous Soul Shredder is going to sit outside and shout at us for a bit. Chances are he is going to do all of nothing. I think it's time for another point into Resolute for Grombrindal. Make his ping-ponging a bit more dangerous. Go ahead and add in the old barley field. Keep the growth working on upwards. Then with some of our lovely positive income, we will move on
An
north.
oath is an oath. Until you're doomed.
Try to move together to deal with
Armed and ready.
Mr. Heartripper here.
I'll cast the runes.
I should have moved him more to the north than he currently was. Can't even get him in March Dance. But let's get moving.
Got.
We'll bring Gotrek with him.
Be a champion.
That way that they can work together.
Off we go.
I'm thinking he's just going to keep moving his way up north and stealing our money, though. So we will engage with these goats eventually. I'm going to also quickly spend the growth and gold on the Dwarf Keep at Dracula Spire, putting us another dangerously close to 0.
I am the white dwarf.
It will be worth it in the end, though, because we'll get those repurposed holds back in, and our income should level on out pretty quickly. Oh, Volkia herself leads the army. There is but 5 of you. If we were to give this one to the auto-resolve, we would end up losing our Juggernaut. That's wrong. Alright. Well, let's get to 1v1ing the Blood Queen. Let's go ahead and deploy most of the forces up to the north. We're going to try to put all of our ranged in front, and we are just going to pepper the enemy with arrows before they get close. Slayers, I don't mind being a little bit more frontal. Pull them over onto this side, though. Thunderers up.
Slayers.
This line matters almost 0 in comparison to what Grombrindal's got going on.
At your command.
So they will deploy. We'll put the flamethrowers in on this side here. And apologies if my voice is sounding a bit weird for this episode. We have had many late nights trying to get the campaign sorted, so voice is starting to take a bit of a beating for it. Let's throw the Rangers up top to protect our Thunderers there. And then artillery in the back.
Axes out, lads!
Get the artillery in guard mode as well as all of our ranged.
Axes out, lads!
Don't want you guys in guard mode, but the infantry we want over. Runesmith in. Grombrindal up front. Minigun protecting the flank.
Iron Drake!
Have the Iron Drakes a bit closer up so they can drop those caltrops and run. And battle begin. Grombrindal, go find Valkia and give her a hug. One made of steel.
Iron Drake!
Drop down the caltrops and then run.
Pump those dwarf legs! Pump those dwarf legs!
Get the retreat going, and then we'll have Grombrindal go find a Valkia. If she just flies over your head, I'm going to be all of the angry.
Go! Go!
Artillery strikes going in. Listen, you. Grombrindal wants to fight. Come on down and fight. Valkia, don't be like this.
Moving out! Going, moving!
She's absolutely going to. There we go.
Turn the tide!
There we go. Die. She is going to be using her shield, so we just have to wait a little bit. I figured she would, so I just kick in our own melee defense and try to absorb a lot of that damage and blast Grombrindal to Kingdom Come with that. Jeez. Canister shot on the Marauders.
Right!
Grombrindal's actually getting bodied here, so let's get him some help. Go for the Rune of Breaking. Yeah, your invulnerability's gone now, lady. Excuse me? Don't you run. That's not the way. Although whatever's happening to you now is he's going in after our Runesmith. Rude. Get in there and help. As the rest of these forces move on in, where is the bonus versus large? You. Blast those spawn of corn. And Valkyrie retreats. One more chop for good measure since she ran away. Never turn your back to the enemy, fool. Now we deal with the rest of this. If only Chaos was so easy to defeat in the end times. Minigun is tearing into them as well. Let's get to watch a marvelous shooting gallery. Grombrindal, go chop down some spawn while you're at it. The proper amount of missiles is all of them. And the enemy runs for their worthless lives. Yeah, we didn't think there should have been any casualties at all. If any are managed to escape, I would be quite impressed. We're going to need to hunt these fools down, and I'll catch you all in a moment. The decisive victory we always knew it should have been. 0 lost. Valkia falls. We'll go ahead and drink to victory.
Talk if you
Better
must.
keep that growth going
It
on.
won't change your fate.
Absolutely won't. Kazrak, are you declaring war? Bring it. Oh, excuse me? He actually manages to get an ambush off on Gotrek and Felix. Alright, well the deadly duo might be falling once more here. Let's do it. I mean, I guess the good news is, if anyone should be surrounded, Gotrek and Felix might be able to handle it. Excuse me, this is the worst screen. Like, whip the mouse as hard as you can to actually get it to turn. Oh yeah, I can hear the monsters, but where are they? Here, goaties. This ambush is your idea. Now we're just gonna have a stroll through the forest. Alright. Felix, you're all that weird mooing. Getting louder. I'm really confused. Where are they? So we've been walking for quite some time now, and no cows have emerged to fight us. I'm not sure if we reached the end of a track at some point here, but I guess I'll see you all when, or if we do get... Oh, hey, hang on now. Here they are. The cows emerge.
Ready.
We're a long ways away from the retreat zone.
Into
Here's what we'll do.
position.
If we can draw the Minotaurs in and kill them first, we should have a chance.
Go, go.
We just have to bring them into the forest over here.
With
Well, I believe they
haste.
are forest dwellers, aren't they? Yes, they are.
Go,
This may go very poorly. We'll see.
Moving out. Going. With haste. Where's the kill?
Alright, here they come.
Slay.
Get in there.
I'll die willingly.
This is only for himself. Felix is on so many doggos. Start slashing.
Back to back.
We need to try to save those buffs as best we can. We do have our miners below. We are going to wait to use those. A whole bunch of their units are engaged now into combat. We are completely surrounded by doggos. Some of these miners are probably going to immediately get routed off, but let's charge them in just so we have a bit of
My axe bursts.
assistance on Gotrek and Felix.
We demand blood.
The miners are here as well. So many large breachers. Oh, Felix is done. Alright, buddy.
Gotrek.
Keep fighting then, Gotrek. A lot of beasts. Not many to deal with it. Yeah, the miners below decide that fighting is not their strong suit. Gonna do a one-on-one with this Beast Lord if we're able. You got some minor allies there surrounding him, acting as a shield. I think even if we summon these miners in on these archers, they will just retreat. See what we can do, though. Gotrek must win or die.
On it. Honors. Ready to strike.
Kill as many as you can before you fall.
Gotrek. Doing it.
Whatever you can kill, just go ahead and do it.
Shame your ancestors.
Minotaurs moved over to smush my poor unfortunate miners, who just wanted to chase off some raiders.
Still here.
Didn't seem like that was that much to ask for, really. Gotta get through the absolute swarm of adoring fans. Honestly, just start chopping dudes. Anyone you hit is going to be a good idea.
Do not shame your ancestors.
I foresee this going on for quite some time.
Our clans
Speed
will
things up a little
show
bit.
us.
Give him his Gotrek's Doom. Keep chopping on this Beast Lord. Gotta waddle over to him. I think it's a better idea to let him be fighting whoever he wants. And like I said, this is going to be an absolutely titanic battle. I am going to see you once more of these goats have been thinned out. We'll see how well Gotrek does. Alright, by now Gotrek has taken some serious damage. The Cygor has decided to get involved. And it is whomping on him with each smash of that gigantic boulder. He has popped his heal there as a last-ditch effort. But he is fighting a ton of monsters. Doesn't have a lot of breathing room, isn't able to get much swings in himself, and so I think Gotrek is going to fall soon. Probably should have gone ahead and just retreated. Big angry bulls. One series of unfortunate events after the other here with Gotrek and Felix. They were destroyed, and he managed to get another ambush off on us. This is the luckiest beastmen alive. Well, this is probably the end for this army as well. The beastmen on ambush, with most of our forces being ranged. We'll see what we can do. Oh, another lovely ambush. Hopefully this walk is not nearly as long as the last one. Turn it around so we can actually look at the troops and wait till the moo-moos arrive. Oh, they finally arrive. They do like to let you get all the way in there and then they go ahead and attack. We'll just immediately go ahead and turn everyone we can. Ulthar's Raiders go up front. Thygor's attacking from the side there, so they have lots of units all over. Herd. Borler's turn, so you can fire on those Minotaurs coming out of the woods there. Get the cannons in multi-shot mode. They are about to get run over, though. Real unfortunate. Let's keep pulling back. Bring the Dwarf Warriors into melee. Indeed. Rune of Wrath and Ruin needs to go down and obliterate some of these Urks as soon as we're able to start blasting them apart. Pull them back. Oh, those doggos came back. That's goofy. Alright, get you guys out of melee mode and into firing mode. Get rid of them. And the Minotaurs approach from the rear. We survive this. This will be a miracle. Go ahead and mark up these Minotaurs and start throwing axes at them. Rune of Wrath and Ruin on all of these spears. Gotta move away just a little bit there, bud. Minotaurs completely ran over that group of Dwarf Warriors. Gotta start blasting them. Get back on your equipment. You guys prepare for the doggos to come back. Come on, Thane. Beat him, Dane. Explosive rune there instead, then. Oh, we are getting destroyed.
It is a reckoning.
Our cannon got to fire for a moment, but it wasn't long enough. Their Lord falls. This may be another one where our Thane is the last one standing. Keep cutting them down. You guys fire those dudes that are directly in front of you. Those Minotaur have been at least wounded. Keep smashing them up with those hammers. One more swing. Off with his head. As he deserves. We're actually gonna have to go ahead and let them fall. Not a lot of choice there. Alright, those dogs fire on the one that is not quite dead. I'm gonna wait on these guys to get their leadership back, and they'll fire on the group of archers to the right there. Perfect. Start firing. You guys are going to be the shield for those Minotaurs for the moment. Thygor in the back, we're going to continue to ignore. Bring you on over. Thor's Raiders are back as well. Get over here and bring those axes to bear against the Minotaur. Keep fighting. Never give up. You guys need to move fast. You're about to get run up on by several groups of raiders there.
Move off!
Let's go ahead and charge in. You come on back this way.
Advance!
We've got them routed off on this side.
The clans unite!
Minotaurs are gone. Start firing on this back line.
Let the vengeance
Kill the last of those Minotaurs, please.
charge! Quarrelers!
Any of the units we can kill. Come on back and form up more of a line if we're able.
It is an
Keep chopping through that spearman herd.
Gridlord!
We drop some armor on these lads, make them fully invincible. At least against these little pitiful goat spears.
Aye, as you command! Aye, the ancestors armed and ready!
Alright. Cygor over there is going to cause problems. We're going to bring him over and make him fight all of our lads together. Minotaur is routing, but he's running right at us.
Targets well! Plow through!
Didn't look like much like he was running to me.
Quarrelers!
We still have rocks flying in over our heads.
Axes out!
Some of these axes come on back. Form a wall.
Strike out! Move now!
Cygor is almost out of rocks.
Runes of power! We demand blood!
Alright, those Ungor raiders are broken.
Move!
We need to bring the lads over together.
Stop us!
We can fill that Cygor full of holes once he does decide to engage in a melee. He'll be out of rocks eventually.
Shoot the Wazax! Get your man's bloody!
I mean, you guys have some plenty of blood in that beard. Alright, they're broken as well.
Wolf warriors!
Don't be foolish, allow our crawlers to take some shots.
Let's start shooting!
Go ahead, charge on in.
Yes!
Break them.
Yes, Lord!
These guys have been spotted, let's pull them back.
The Harkin!
Go ahead and fire on that group.
For a vengeance!
Or a vengeance indeed.
Dwarf warriors! The
Come on
clans
over.
Unite!
Anyone wants to re-engage,
Don't!
give them a wallop. Yeah, they're routing as they charge in. An
Quarrelers!
interesting conundrum they have going on there. Alright, they're broken.
We demand blood!
Where's that Cygor at? Still hanging out over in the woods. Rest of his army's broken.
Margaret! Faster!
Leadership is fine, he's still chucking rocks. He's got a few of those left too.
Dwarf warriors!
We'll allow you to take those rocks, being the lord and all.
Quarrelers! Zah! Yes! Range fire!
Alright, you shoot this group. They're routed.
On the way!
Who's left?
Go!
Cygor doesn't even come out of his woods. He chucks all his rocks and then turns and flees. Well done, Dawi.
Engineering! You can't!
A marvelous defense. One so well it broke my voice. We gained a rune of stoicism from that one, so we can go ahead. Actually, we may have lost that from our quarrelers. Oh, whoops. Grab the runes of stoicism and Groth One Eye and shove them on to melee infantry then. Somehow we survived that. We will go ahead and execute and loot this group. Queen dethroned. No small feat to vanquish the Gore Queen. Shield Maiden of Corn, the very definition of a worthy adversary. We gain 4 additional melee attack and 20 more armor piercing, making Grombrindal an incredibly, even more deadly fighter. Felix has a quiet life. All Felix Jaeger ever wanted was to live quietly somewhere. Instead, he's been thrust into a terrifying nightmare that will only end when Gotrek breathes his last. He has now increasified. So each time they fall in combat, they get stronger. And now he's a slayer of monsters. The beasts of this savage, untamable world really should turn tail and run when they see Gotrek coming. If they wish to continue to breathing, of course. Giving him even more melee attack defense, word safe, and foe seeker. Perhaps once he hits this last one there, he then dies. In the Silver Horn of Vengeance. And a Stonemason. Felix is wounded, Gotrek is wounded, and Rakbu has become murderified.
How can I help?
Well, I need you to smush some grapes.
Bring 'em!
Welch runs for his worthless life. He moved a long ways away. He would get involved? On our side?
Fight!
That's actually quite funny. Get wrecked, dude. Although it'd be kind of interesting to allow the Druki to engage on that fight entirely by themselves. See how well they perform. Only issue is this guy would just charge right at us with all his magic, so we'll give this one to the auto-resolve. We trespass to defend your lands. We'll go ahead and drink to victory. Because I would like to claim Grand this same turn. Oh, but we're unable. Okay, so then back into March stance and into friendly territory. We're gonna take some attrition.
Forward!
Please, no. No, indeed.
I am the White Dwarf.
I think for our last bit of
For the wisdom
spending,
of the lair.
go ahead and raise the Iron Frost here. To deal with this filth in the north. We'll leave the glacial encampment and then destroy the rest of their settlement so they only have the one. We can continue bullying them with a lord and a few warriors. But, hang on now. Before we end the episode,
Vengeful Ridlock.
Braytax. Come on over and give you the rune of Hearth and Home. An excellent rune.
Clan Morgan.
Wound Maker for your Thane. Then we'll slaughter the rest of these foolish goats here. We lose no one to the auto-resolve, and so we will finish off Weeb Darkheart. Unfortunate name. Hang on now, this is... I was like, that was very suspicious. We lost 70. Really? They do not do well with the bombards, if we are being honest. 16 and 11 kills. Auto-resolve doesn't care about them so much. I think we'll drink to victory this time. We'll move on into the Rakdo Gorge. Weeb Darkheart is destroyed. And with that, I am out of time for today. I've been Space Wizard of the War. Remember to leave a like for the Light God and a sub for the Subzone, and I will see you all in the next one.